Welcome back. As May says, we are back to the Wormhole, baby. It's been 8 months, give or take. But we're back. Cheebs is in the house. Brother Andy is in the house.
What up? What up?
And we got Brother Miz with some exciting news for us. Miz, why don't you kick us off?
Yes, sir. Good to be back. And I think the news of the day is there's a new home for all of our Down the Wormhole podcasts, other just general sports content, banter, entertainment that everybody needs to subscribe to. So I encourage everybody to kind of dial up your browsers and go visit flunkysportstalk.com. Flunky, Flunkie, sportstalk.com. It's your new home for everything sports, gambling, and sports gambling.
And shameless plugs. And shameless plugs.
It's brought to you by Kind, right?
Unofficially.
What's the tagline? I read it today. It was awesome. Something about going hard.
Oh, that's a good question. Sometimes I just write it up there. I think it's where political correctness is a foreign concept, but we're bringing it hard.
I love it.
Yeah.
So nice. That's what we got, and I like it. I like the new home. There'll probably be a few more podcasts with some other characters, and because we have a bunch of degenerate friends that love to talk about weird stuff. So
I'm really excited to see who all the contributors are. I would really like to see a variety of people put some content out. We know people want it, so let's have some people step up to the plate and donate.
Let's do it up. All right, Rumi, you wanna take us away this time, man?
Sure, man. Why not? Let's just start off by talking about one of the most recent things. The national championship game was obviously last night, Clemson and Alabama. What do you guys think about that? In all honesty, I went to bed about 15 minutes into the second half, and so I don't have much to say about this. Jacob, there's one.
Yeah, I mean, I watched. I've got 2 kids and a lot of time on my hands down here in Texas. So Monday night, why not watch more football? Great game. It was a long game. College football is way too long. Felt that the Alabama defense just kind of got hung out to dry, and Clemson kept chipping away. Dabo kept screaming, kept pumping his dudes up, and they ended up taking it down in probably what was the most exciting championship game since Vince Young USC.
Seems fair. That seems fair. I mean, shit, the game-winning touchdown was scored with 1 second to go. You know, on the clock. Clemson it was interesting. I thought crunch time, they were mismanaging the clock. They almost sat on an extra timeout going down the stretch where they gave themselves maybe 20, 25 seconds, and they were probably still 30, 35 yards out from the end zone. Had me questioning him, but I mean, what the hell do I know? It couldn't have been managed any better. I saw a pretty interesting stat that Clemson ran something like 98 offensive plays. So to your point, the Bama defense had no chance that final drive of really slowing them down. It was really a matter of could Clemson make the big play and hang on to the football.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game. Rumi, things you missed if you went to bed at halftime. You missed Tim Williams' coming out party, or at least like I'm the number 1 receiver in the draft. That guy, or Mike Williams. Sorry, Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Just a freak.
Tell us more about Tim Williams, please.
Tim Williams actually plays for Alabama. He didn't really do a whole lot. He's a defensive end. Anyways, Mike Williams was making ridiculous, like Megatron-esque catches, and then you missed Reuben Foster just helicoptering Clemson's QB on a run. It was one of the most vicious hits I've seen.
I saw the highlights today, and my first question is, how many guys have ever played in the NFL named Mike Williams? I mean, he's got to be like the 6th or 7th version, right?
Oh, easily. Man, you're looking at just some big fellas playing the line, not to mention Detroit Lions, number 2 overall draft pick? Solid.
After taking a year off because he tried to come out early. So a rusty Mike Williams.
Nice. Well, sounds like it was a good game. But let's move on to what we really care about, what we want to gamble on, what we really want to follow, the NFL playoffs. What do you guys think about last week's action? Let's start with everyone's favorite game of the weekend, the Raiders and the Texans.
Yeah, so okay. No, realistically, I think, God, I kind of this sounds bad as a Broncos fan. I kind of feel bad for Oakland and the way it just kind of came collapsing those final weeks. That team relies so heavily on Derek Carr. And then the fact that they lose Matt McGloin, who I actually think is a marked step up from Connor Cook. They were just trotting out kind of a JV quarterback. I didn't like any of the play calling. They couldn't get the run going. And truthfully, I think I was behind the Raiders. I kind of thought the Raiders were actually going to win that outright, let alone with 3.5 points. I think I undervalued how good the Texans defense was. They were fast. They had a good pass rush, and that secondary is kind of sneaky lockdown. All that being said, they're at the end of their road.
Clowney making plays, man. The only entertaining thing about that whole train wreck of a game was Miz sent me a text in the morning that said, I'm teasing the under. And I was like, that is awesome. So I teased it up to like 44. And so I'm yelling at the TV with like minimal time left because it's at 41. And I'm like, if the Texans kick a damn field goal here, I'm going to be so pissed. Lost the teaser in the next game, but still I made it out of that one alive and at least made that game entertaining. So the moral of the story is if there's a shit game on in the NFL, bet on it because at least you'll be entertained.
Awesome. That brings us to the second game of the night, which was my beloved Detroit Lions against the Seattle Seahawks. The game was disgusting. Not a whole lot of fun to watch. The only thing that made it fun to watch was that we watched it with a good group of people, but not good to watch. But it was the same old Lions. Article up on it on FST, Clunky Sports Talk. Make sure to check it out. Same old Lions, and little disappointed in the way the season ended after such a good start. And yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what you got?
What was your top so dumb? That's my favorite Room and Up quote. So dumb. So dumb. Top so dumb thing that happened with the Lions in that game.
Oh, easy answer. Man, you may remember in the first half, they had I think it was a short 4th and 1 or 3, very, very manageable 4th short down. And they designed like a rollout and then a tight end screen to their 3rd string tight end, Matthew Mulligan. And he got stopped short of the first down. And that was their 4th down play, like a throw behind the center screen pass to their backup tight end. It was disgusting. They're terrible, man. They are the luckiest 9-7 team in the history of football. They had 8 come from behind wins, and on an average year, you win like 3 or 4 of those, maybe. So they were super inflated. But at least they made the playoffs. It was fun to watch them one extra week. They're just really far away from competing.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't won a playoff game in a long time, right? Like ever.
It's 91. That's 25 years. That's most of our lives. That's like, yeah. That's a quarter of a century. My God.
One more year, Jim Caldwell. Run it back.
Yep. Ridiculous. All right. Next game of the day was the Sunday day game, which was Pittsburgh and Miami. Matt, I want to hear your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I think it was a tale of how difficult it is to go to Heinz Field and actually win. I thought Miami's offense, really was doing all right. With Frat Matt Moore, I was kind of swayed by Big Ed, Dan Dwiggins really hyping up the Dolphins. However, that morning, I really wised up and said, let's take the better team. Took them to cover the spread, and God, was that dominating. Yeah.
Do you have a little affinity for Matt Moore since your name is so close to him? Like if afterwards, Matt Moore's head, it kind of sounds like you. So if I was talking about Matt Moore's head, it could be like you.
Huh. I never thought of it that way. I guess I'd probably like him a little bit more if he was better than average. And really, I don't blame him. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that, to put it in his own words, just got rocked. That shot he took on the sideline after, what I don't really get is when QBs kind of do that, you can tell they kind of let up. They're trying to extend the play. The defender's just closing in. He held that ball for way too long, and it was close to being a legit shot. But then, man, when that helmet hit his jaw, homeboy was in a different world.
I can't believe he didn't have to get his jaw wired shut. That was ridiculous. I thought it was broken right away.
Yeah.
What a job. Can we just say what a good job by the Miami Dolphins training staff after he got in one play later? Seems like they followed pretty solid protocol.
Yeah, it's like that old boxing, sort of analogy. They go to ask you how many fingers are holding up, and your trainer just slaps you on the side of the leg like 4 times.
Man, I saw the movie Concussion, and now all I can think about when I see guys get those nasty hits to the head and is them like, did you guys see that? I see them like waking up in the back seat of a truck, like, not good.
Oh, no. The Will Smith movie? Is that the one?
Yeah, you see the movie?
No.
Oh, well, I'm talking about myself here, but anyone out there that's seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Don't play football.
No, I think the other, sort of piece there is, man, the Steelers were clicking. It'll be interesting to see how mobile Big Ben is. I know the walking boot came off last night. I'm sure he's going to be fine. We know he's going to be out there, but when him, Antonio, and Le'Veon are all kind of clicking, that offense is pretty nasty. They're a different team on the road. We'll see what they have, kind of in Kansas City. But man, they can hang points in a hurry.
Dude, Le'Veon is so good.
Yeah, those are guys you just don't want to play against, man. All 3 of them,
But I'm not worried about it.
Last game of the week, and another one we're invested in. Jakob, what do you say? Pack?
Yeah,
versus-
I mean, this is Aaron Rodgers in 2010 right now. Everybody was talking Giants. They wanted the Giants defense, yada, yada, yada. Eli sucks. He sucked all year. I wasn't really worried about the game. 8.5 points going in. And now the roller coaster happened during the game. I was yelling, but it just turned. Rodgers figured him out at the end of the second quarter, threw the Hail Mary, which is insane, by the way. I read something where he's got 3 Hail Marys in the calendar year. The rest of the league has 6. It's just a science. Completed that, and then in the third quarter, besides Mike McCarthy trying to just shit the game away with that 4th down call, which made me go crazy, it didn't matter. They won despite him. Rodgers is on another freaking planet right now. He is just surgical. I don't think he can be stopped. Last time they did this, he won 19 games in a row from the end of the 2010 season through the playoffs into 2011. This is just – he's on a run. It's crazy. He's so good. He's making everybody look good.
And on top of it, he's just making tons of dough because every other fucking commercial is an Aaron Rodgers commercial.
Yeah, he did it right, man. Get with that insurance money, I guess. But no, I mean, the team's looking good. They're also a different team on the road, so we'll see what happens this year, or this next week. But what is that? What do you got there? I can't see. Is it a discount double check?
I'm sorry, you can't see it. It was a picture of Schimmel eating alone in Mesquite at the bar by himself. I believe we entitled it "Schimmel Eats Alone."
Schimmel eats alone for sure.
That was sidebar. I'm really excited for Mesquite. That was one of the weirder things. We invited him to the table. He said no.
I mean, he was enjoying his ice cream beverage. I don't think he could handle a nice cup of warm clam chowder, Scott Pod style.
No, man. How many guys are come eat ice cream? Come hang out with us. What's that? Sorry.
I was just saying, come on the Mesquite trip.
I am. I mean, Miz and I talked ourselves into doing one of the most absurd things of all time. We'll fill you in on that later.
I was talking to our valued listeners, Jake.
Oh, okay.
Come on the Mesquite trip.
Yeah, they should.
All right. So we finished up talking about the Packers, but let's lead right back into them. Jake, how do you think they're going to do against the Cowboys this weekend?
Man, I like this matchup a little bit. Like I said, you've got the best player in the field. Rodgers is crazy. I'm not worried about the Dallas defense. Dallas really isn't a home field advantage either. Jerry World is freaking massive. I went there 2 weeks ago for the Lions game. That place is ridiculous. But it seats 100,000, and it's so big that it's not loud and raucous. And it's also kind of one of those places where you go to be seen. So it's not a good home field advantage. So that kind of wipes out. What do you got, Rumi?
How many DeGrazio clones did you see in Jerry World?
Holy shit. All over the place. So the reason is because we sat in the 400 level. I think if Dave and I were down in the 1-200 level, it wouldn't have been You'd see more like Aikman, hair blowouts, boob jobs. But up in the 400 level, you had a lot of DeGrazio clones. Lots.
So over or under 50 barbed wire tattoos.
I'd say on our half of the stadium, a way over. The one thing that I didn't see though was the custom jersey that DeGrazio likes to rock, where he just like tapes the name over every time the number changes. I didn't see that.
Like prime time, Marion Barber, Zeke.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I assume they all wear.
Yeah, but I mean,
21.
so, I guess the honest take too is I'm worried about our defense. Like our defense is really, really bad. Guys can't cover. I mean, so you got to try and figure out. Hopefully Dak has some rookie jitters. Zeke hasn't played in like 2.5 weeks. So who knows, you just hope for some rookie jitters and maybe a turnover here and there, but the defense isn't good. And the best defense is us going down there and scoring 40 points, which could happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think you guys are going to outscore them all day long. But your defense is bad. I'm pretty scared about what Zeke's going to do to you. But that said, Rodgers is on fire. I don't think he's stoppable even without Jordy right now. So I think Dallas is going to have to score in the 30s to high 30s to probably beat the Packers. I don't know.
Yeah. And two things. So the other is like Mike McCarthy can't make dumb ass mistakes. That was ridiculous. I don't know what your guys' take were like outside the box, but that was one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. Miz, you're shaking your head.
Yeah, the play call again was terrible. Truthfully, game situation wise, I'm usually a fan of coaches being aggressive, especially a yard ish. That was a full yard from your own 40, and momentum in that game was every bit in favor of Green Bay. So why even open up the door, for a stop to kind of spin it the other way? There's no way he's going to make that mistake against Dallas. I mean, man, it's really tough for me to see Green Bay containing Dallas enough unless the secondary just plays a zone and Dak can't quite figure it out. It's much tougher to pick apart a zone than it is to figure out the right man read. Green Bay is going to score a ton of points. I think it's going to be kind of a shootout. I don't really know where I land on the game yet, but I would say take the over.
I'm looking forward to reading about it. The other thing is Mikey and I are going to have a bet. There's been some talk about it. I personally like the Dick Target bet. You need to start a Instagram that's like all about Schimmel.
For those that can't see, I just held a picture of Ryan Schimmel golfing. This time he brought a selfie stick to Mesquite and selfies on all the holes.
Were you playing that? Yeah, you were playing that scramble with us, with me.
Yeah, was it me and Schimmel? We were terrible.
Yeah, we sucked. But he wanted to take a selfie at every goddamn hole.
He hit his 3-wood from he drove up on Big Steve, that one hole, and Big Steve was all sorts mad at him. And then you got mad at him, Jake.
Why did I get mad at him?
For hitting up on the next people. You said he had to chill out because he was already pretty hammered by hole 11.
Yeah, he needed to take a little more whatever Schimmel takes. He was getting, I think, a little on the downturn. He needed to get back up the hill.
All right, let's get back to the NFL. All right, so we covered the Packers, Cowboys. Jake's think they're going to win. I think they're going to win. And Miz said he'll take the over. What about the next game? Let's go Houston and the Patriots. Miz, what do you think?
Why the fuck do I always got to start with the Texans? God damn.
You love
Brock.
You love Brock.
Man, I do. So I already did a little bit of research on this game. And, man, if you can remember back to week 3, these lit them up. 27-0 Patriots win in week 3 against the Texans. Yeah, exactly. So you kind of ask yourself, what's changed since then? And the first thing that comes to mind is no J.J. Watt. The second thing that comes to mind is Brock was benched in favor of Tom Savage and has now replaced Tom Savage due to the concussion protocol. And Tom Brady came back. So I realize the Pats are still kind of missing Gronk. Bennett does a pretty fine job there. I think they're going to be all set. I think indicate to New England winning by a landslide. I've got 18 plus points. I think they're going to cover the spread for anybody gambling interested, the spread in Westgate opened at 13.5 and immediately hit 16. So there is no faith in the public on Houston.
Are you going to lay the 16?
Yeah.
Also, can we start referring to Brock? Can we start referring to Brock as the $37 million man? It's just more fun though.
I'm in favor with that. All right, next game is who? Steelers and Chiefs. Jake, what do you think on Steelers and Chiefs?
This is a good game. I mean, you got a great home field for Kansas City. You got a Pittsburgh offense that's really good and a KC defense, especially like in the backside with Flower. With that secondary, that's pretty good. I think they can kind of contain Antonio Brown. They got that X factor in Tyreek Hill. So this is going to be a knock him out, slug him out. And if I'm the Patriots, I'm just loving this because it's going to be a physical game. And they're going to beat the hell out of each other. And the winner's going to have to go to Foxborough. But, if I had to pick a winner in this one, I'm going to go with the Steelers because I can't in good conscience ever ride with Alex Smith. Like, can't do it.
I understand that. What's the weather supposed to be like? Pretty nasty?
Don't know.
Don't know. I just can't imagine Kansas City's really ever all that pleasant. Yeah. So, it strikes me as like, the Oakland of the Midwest, just someplace you want to fly over and never touch down in.
Anybody have any Tyreek Hill? We haven't talked for a while. Anybody have any Tyreek Hill takes?
Man, he's electric. I know he's not a good dude, so I find it hard to root for him, but he's a pretty fun player. I would probably want him on my team, returning kicks.
Right?
I'm interested to see how they use him.
Yeah, I think he's got to be featured. Pittsburgh's defense, their strong suits really, their linebackers, they kind of cover well. They're pretty fast. They get a decent pass rush. I think, God, this one I really do lean towards the Chiefs. It pains me to say it. I liked Pittsburgh. They were kind of my dark horse at the beginning of the year to win it. But this is that time of year where I just can't overlook really good defenses. The fact that Justin Houston's back really helps Kansas City playing at home. So I like them to win. Whether or not they cover, to be determined. But I think that's kind of a slugfest. I'll give the nod to the defense in this one.
I mean, that game could be – that game's going to be fun to watch. At least we get a
That's my favorite. I don't know. There's a couple good games this weekend, but that one's right up there, man. I think that'll be a lot of fun. All right, brings us to our last game, which I think will be another fun game. I think, again, it's offense versus defense. But the last one is Seattle and the Falcons. We got Danger Russ leading the boys into Atlanta, which is weird. I feel like the Seahawks are used to playing postseason games at home, so they got to travel to Atlanta, who was just nasty this season as an offensive weapon, and their defense had some solid parts here and there, but I think they're a little beat up right now. I'm excited about this one. What do you guys think about this one? Miz, who do you got in this one? I
got Seattle. I think Seattle's going to go in there and actually beat them. I harked on it just a second ago with Kansas City. I'll favor the good defense. And I know Detroit was kind of slumping at the end of the year, but what we saw last week was a well-balanced, highly effective offense. Most of the plays were working, whether it was running, passing, and the play-action game seemed to be back. I just find it hard, and I hate it. It's a Seattle Patriots sort of collision course right now, and I can't think of anything that's worse. But yeah, in this one, I think Seattle goes in there, beats them by probably a field goal.
No way, man. This is the Aaron Rodgers vindication tour. We're going to crush Dallas. We're going to go to Seattle, exercise those demons from 2 years ago, and then we're going to go take the throne from Tom Brady.
Well, man, how about a quick recap from everybody? Who's winning all four of the particular upcoming games? I'll start. I'm going Seattle, Kansas City, New England, and Green Bay.
Okay,
all right. I got Kansas City and New England, and then I've got Green Bay and Atlanta.
I'm going Seattle, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, New England. No one wanted to take the Texans, huh?
Not at 16.
That game right there. That game like falls in the category of if you had to pick one game. Like honestly, Rumi, if you want to like start sports gambling, just find something you like about that game that favors the Patriots and get on it because that's like a guaranteed win and it'll hook you. So you'll be going.
Upset of the century if somehow the Texans won it. Like Clowney and Brady on the first play of the game sucks all the momentum out. You get a Jimmy Garoppolo sighting. That's what's going to happen.
Dude, Jimmy G will run all through them. I mean, that's not even enough. I mean, they're looking at, I don't know, half a dozen serious injuries to really be in this one.
I hope it's 2 quarterback injuries and Jacoby Brissett gets to play them again.
Oh, man, or Edelman Wildcat. God, watch that beard just run around like a loser.
Oh, it's such an awful game. It's whatever. The Texans. Yeah. If you're like the Ravens and like these good, like even the Broncos, you're just pissed watching the Texans in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anyways. So, all right. I think we should get to our favorite segment, which we call Into the Abyss or Down the Wormhole, right?
Yeah, I think either is applicable here.
Which is where you like to live. And come up with the
This is my favorite spot. This is really where I shine. Give me a weird topic, maybe related to sports, maybe not related to sports, and I will shine. Tonight's topic, I do enjoy. This one's near and dear to my heart. The Australian Open, the first Grand Slam in the Grand Slam of professional tennis, takes place next week. The draw is released on Friday, and play begins on Monday. So what we're going to do tonight is we thought of a fun little game. Actually, the one Matt Moore had thought of a fun little game. Let's pick some of the players that may or may not be involved in the Australian Open, and let's read their names out. And let's also pick some random other people from across the world and pick their names out and see if these guys can guess if the person is a tennis player in the Australian Open draw or a random person from around the world. All right, you guys like the sound of this?
Yep.
It's perfect.
Great. All right. Jake and Matt have not seen these or heard these, so I'm going to read a name and then take each of their opinion if they got it right or got it wrong. All right. The first one is Nils Longer. Nils Longer. Tennis player or a different person from around the world?
That's fake. That's a different person. That's like Bernard Longer's kid.
Yeah, I think it's fake. I think he's a tulip farmer.
Nils Longer is number 369 in the world from Germany, and a qualifier for the Australian Open. You guys
Good
are
for
both.
Nils.
All right, next one up, Jimmy Wang. Jeeves, Jimmy Wang.
Jimmy Wang. Jimmy Wang sounds made up. I think you met him over down Colfax toward Mikey's house.
Yeah, I think Jimmy's got to be the adopted name just because we can't pronounce it fully. I'm going to say he's a qualifier, probably Korean.
This is correct. Jimmy Wang, number 429 in the world from Chinese Taipei. So Jake is 0-2, and Matt is 1-1.
Come on, that's not. Are you serious? Jimmy Wang?
Jimmy Wang, number 429 from Chinese Taipei. Not China, Chinese Taipei.
There.
All right, the next one is tennis or tennis, Tennys, Sandgren.
I'm going to go true. He's the Iranian champion.
Matt?
No. Tugboat captain.
He is number 193 in the world and from USA. Number 193 in the world and from the USA. Let's go, Tennys Sandgren.
Not for long. Trump's America.
You're both 2-2. I've got 3 more left.
Let's just pause quickly and extrapolate that guy's name in another sport. like baseball wood bat. Like, I mean, come on.
Oh God! Do you think his parents just started training him to be a tennis champion the second he was born?
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch out! Here comes cleat foot sport.
Oh my God! Ridiculous. All right, 2-2. 2-2. The next one is Flula Borg. Flula Borg.
You're trying to trick us by calling Bjorn Borg. I'm saying no.
Miz?
I've actually seen Flula Bjorg on At Midnight as he is a comedian.
Oh man, this says it was a German DJ, but I'll take your word for it that maybe well. Awesome, you're both right. That's hilarious. Miz, you've really heard of that person?
Yeah, at least some sort of Flula or Flujala, something like that. I'll find it. But yeah, I was pretty confident that was an entertainer not on the courts.
Good work. Well done. All right, Miz, you guys both got that one right. You're both 3-2. All right, last two. I got a nice big long list of these, so I'm just picking and choosing my favorites. All right, next one is Christianus Stabbins. Christianus Stabbins.
Yes. I got nothing.
Yeah. God, he sounds like Tanya Harding's accomplice back in the day.
Right?
I'm gonna guess he's a tennis player, probably most notably from doubles, mixed doubles.
You both are correct, and he is the lowest ranked player to qualify. He is number 956 in the world, and he's from Latvia.
So-
Riga.
Yeah, Christianus Stabbins. We might even put that one up on the screen so you guys can see it. Okay.
Can we adopt him and make Flunky Sports Talk the official website of Christianus Javins?
Let's sponsor him.
It's Stabbins. It's Stabins.
I like it. Or we'll do the other guy that was made to play tennis. We got to sponsor.
Tennis Sandgren. All right, last one. You guys are both at 4-2, so this is a big one. This is a real big one. All right, last one is Jürgen Zopp.
Jürgen
Zopp.
Yep, Jürgen Zopp.
I think he's like a pianist, somebody from Austria, a musician.
See, to me, Jürgen Zopp sounds like the like Eastern European John Eisner, just a monster. So I'm gonna say yes.
Jacob is the winner of the first annual Real or Not name. Jürgen Zopp is number 339 in the world from Estonia, folks.
Yes, the Baltics.
Wow, that worked out way better than I
Baltics.
thought. So Jake wins 5-2 to 4-3. That was pretty impressive. It came down to the last one. I really like that.
Pure guesses.
How about some of those names? Tennis Sandgren.
Zopp, or what was the guy we're gonna sponsor? I already
Stabbins.
forgot. Stabbins, man, I'm pulling for him. I'm gonna take him. Grand Slam Fantasy Tennis. Here we go. Hey, real quick, is it true that we can't find our ranking in the world anymore on Grand Slam Fantasy Tennis? Did I read that today?
Oh, that I don't know. I fully expect us to be able to. I think that was one of the reasons that we're opting to not go to a new tennis Grand Slam fantasy site.
Good.
Yep. We're keeping.
Oh, boys.
Oh,
That was.
hey,
Hang on.
what's up, guys?
Oh, we got a baby. We're making podcast history.
I just want to end the podcast by saying, hi, guys. How are you?
Flunky first. Start him off young.
Get him going early.
Your
What up,
room,
Miles?
Roomy, thanks for the time. Anything you wanna tease about FST Miz this week?
We're kind of rocking our first annual, hopefully, review of favorite or underrated sports movies, characters, really kind of a hodgepodge of the best and the worst of sports movies. Looking for that, probably dropping on Friday.
Awesome. Thanks for the time, dudes. This was good. it's just not really complete on a podcast without Smokey. R.I.P. Maybe. Take us out.